Welcome to the Evo India News. In this new weekly segment dropping Friday 6 p.m. every single week on the Evo India YouTube channel, we'll bring you all the happenings from the automotive world, both in India as well as across the world. We will obviously have news. We will go to launches, bring you prices, but we will also bring you insights, stuff that we've learned from speaking to automotive industry people. We will also bring you stuff that you, the enthusiast, should stay interested in. So every Friday, 6 p.m. Evo India YouTube channel, hit that bell icon to stay notified and of course, stay subscribed to the Evo India channel. And now, let's dive into the news. Now, since this is the first episode of the Evo India News for 2023, let's bring you up to speed with all the launches that have happened up till now. Our year started off driving the rear-wheel drive Thar. Now, this is the Thar that on the outside, it looks like every other Thar. The Thar that was launched 2.5 years ago looks identical, but it is interesting. In fact, back in August of 2020, remember that time, those pandemic times? That time when we drove the Thar, we noted that this was sub 4 meters, just under 4 meters in length. And that would mean that in time, in due course, we would get a more affordable version that takes advantage of the small car excise duty regulations. Of course, that has taken 2.5 years to happen, but it has finally happened. And that is the Thar rear-wheel drive. The prices of the rear-wheel drive Thar are out. All the prices are on your screen now. But the headline is that the Thar is now available for just under 10 lakh rupees, 9.99 lakh rupees ex-showroom for the diesel variant. And the diesel variant is interesting. So, the small car excise duty regulations, it not only stipulates that the car has to be under 4 meters in length, but also specifies the maximum cubic capacity of the engines. For diesel engines, it is 1.5 liters, and for petrol engines, it is 1.2 liters. And that's why the Thar now gets a new diesel engine. That is the 1.5 liter diesel engine from the XUV400. This is a 4-cylinder diesel engine. It's not a 3-cylinder diesel engine. So we've driven it and the refinement of the engine is actually pretty good. The performance, it is adequate. It is not shockingly fast, neither it is too slow. Around 16 seconds, 0 to 100. It makes 117 bhp, 320 Newton meters of torque. So performance is there, but it is adequate. Now, the petrol engine, that is still the 2-liter turbo petrol engine, and hence that does not qualify for excise duty regulations. So the rear-wheel drive Thar with the petrol engine only available with an automatic transmission, and the price drop is just 80,000 rupees. But it's still a significant price drop. So does that make us happy or does that make us sad? Personally speaking, I know a lot of people who bought the Thar and they are using it in the city. They love it in the city. You sit high up, you have a great view of the road ahead. You can go through all kinds of road conditions, potholes. If it's raining, no worries. If there is a lot of standing water, you don't have to worry about it with a Thar. Also, in a Thar, nobody messes around with you. So buses don't shove you out of the road, bikes don't swarm around you. They give you your space. So it is really nice to drive in the city. In fact, it is one of the most stress-free cars that you can actually use in the city, and that's why a lot of people are driving it in the city. Now, when you're driving in the city, where do you need 4x4? Why do you need to spend that money on that extra 4x4 transfer case? And that's why knocking it off is actually a good thing. So you're paying for only what you want, and now the Thar has also become far more affordable. So a far wider set of people can actually buy into it. So those people who were sitting on the fence but wondering, 14, 15 lakhs, should I really spend that kind of money? But 10, 11, 12 lakh rupees, you're ready to make that leap. And that's why the Thar will now attract a newer audience. The market will open up, and also the 4x4 Thar continues unchanged. So you get all the variants with the 4x4 Thar, you continue to get the 2-liter diesel engine, you continue to get that automatic transmission with the diesel engine. In fact, my only real negative with the rear-wheel drive Thar is that the diesel, it's not available with an automatic transmission, and the automatic transmission is what made it such a breeze to drive in the city. But anyway, great prices for the rear-wheel drive Thar. Now, the Thar has obviously been done to welcome the Jimny. The wraps were off of the India-specific Jimny at the Auto Expo. That was the hero car at the Maruti Suzuki stand. Not the electric concept, but the Jimny. That was the one that was attracting those hordes of people. In fact, on the first day when it was launched, we really couldn't get close to the Jimny. There were so many people swarming around it. It looks lovable. It is finally here. We've been screaming, howling about it for so many years. finally it is here, and by the initial reaction, it looks like Maruti is on to a winner. In fact, just today I got a message from a friend of mine. His 71-year-old dad has booked the Jimny, and his 71-year-old dad is finally excited about a Maruti Suzuki after a very long time. And that is a story that I'm sure will be played out across the country. A lot of people are flocking to it. We've got tons of queries from you guys on our YouTube channel, on our social media handles, and all I can say is that it looks absolutely lovable. Even though the India-specific one is on a stretched wheelbase, it is still under 4 meters in length. So it is small, it is short. In fact, a lot of those big burly Punjabis at the Auto Expo stand, they were above the roof of the Jimny. The Jimny is small, it's got little 15-inch tires, but it retains that ethos of the very first Maruti Suzuki Gypsy, that hero car, the Hero 4x4, the 4x4 that all of us grew up driving. That is now back in the new Jimny. I'm excited about it. It'll take 2-3 months for us to get behind the wheel, for the prices to be out, but bookings are now open. So go swipe your credit cards. And now to the launches of the year. It started with Mercedes-Benz, their new MD and CEO, Santosh Iyer. He took the reins of the E53 AMG. Now, Santosh, he's the first Indian to take over the reins of Mercedes-Benz in India. Congratulations, Santosh. And Santosh unveiled the E53 AMG Cabriolet. And the reason why I am personally very excited about this is that it gets 4MATIC Plus. 4MATIC Plus means the E53 Cabriolet has got drift mode. So maybe now we can go out and break our national drift record that we set with the A45 AMG with this, the E53 AMG Cabriolet. Also at the launch, Santosh, he announced teasers for Mercedes-Benz for this year. So the GLC, the new GLC, that will be out in Q3 of this year, and there will be another variant on the G-Wagon. Will that be the EQG, the electric G? Let's wait and watch. BMW this year have unveiled over half a dozen cars. And remember, we are not yet over with January. We are still in January. Their Joytown festival, cars, bikes, and music has been traveling across the country. They've been destroying tons of tires on the new M4. And they complain about me destroying tires when I drift the cars. But anyway, the festival has been going around the country and they've been doing important launches. Now it started with the new 7 Series. Atish, he went down to sunny Palm Springs to drive both the new 7 Series as well as the i7, and now it's here in India. The petrol engine 740i M Sport, that is priced at 1.7 crores, and the all-electric i7 is priced at 1.95 crores. While in the States, Atish also drove the facelifted X7, and that too has been launched. The petrol 40i M Sport, that is priced at 1.22 crores, while the diesel 40D M Sport is priced at 1.25 crores. The reviews of both the i7 and the 7 Series and also the X7 is playing right now on the Evo India YouTube channel, so go check that out. And finally, BMW also announced the facelifted 3 Series. And the big news is that the 3 Series is now only available in the long wheelbase version. You cannot buy a regular 3 Series in the regular wheelbase. And for that, it's only you guys that are to blame. So earlier, BMW were selling the regular as well as the long wheelbase, but the buyers were overwhelmingly in favor of the long wheelbase. And that's why, to rationalize the lineup, BMW are now only going to offer the Grand Limousine, which is the stretch 3 Series. It is available both in the petrol as well as the diesel, the 330 Li and the 330 LD, and both with the M Sport pack. So the earlier luxury line is no longer there. So both the petrol and the diesel are available with the M Sport pack, which gets some styling tweaks as well as larger 18-inch wheels. The prices: the 330 Li M Sport is priced at 57.9 lakh rupees. That's a jump of just 20,000 over the earlier version. And the 320 LD M Sport is priced at 59.5 lakhs. Of course, the big update on the 3 Series is not just the headlamp, tail lamp treatment, but it's on the inside, the new BMW curved screen. It is a massive screen and it immediately raises the cabin ambience. So the earlier 3 Series, just because of the cabin, it couldn't really stand shoulder to shoulder with the C-Class, but now with this new BMW curved screen, it is right up there with the Merc. If you want a performance-focused petrol car in that segment, the 3 Series is still the pick. This immediate rival, the C-Class, it only gets a 1.5 petrol engine, whereas the A4, While it gets a 2-liter turbo petrol, it's only front-wheel drive. The 3 Series, as I found out in my first drive review, which is out there on the Evo India channel, it is absolutely lovely to drive. The ride quality is far better than expected. The ground clearance is sufficient. It doesn't touch over any speed breakers, and it still handles beautifully. It is still an absolute joy to drive. So if you enjoy driving, the 3 Series petrol is still the pick. And of course, if you want a regular wheelbase 3 Series, you have the M340i. That too has been given the facelift treatment, so upgraded exteriors and the new BMW curved screen, and also the prices are still really strong. 69.2 lakh rupees. It is the best performance car in the sub 1 crore segment. Now, the big news of this month has obviously been the Auto Expo, and Hyundai, they used the opportunity to launch the Ioniq 5. They had Shah Rukh Khan at their stand on the very first media day. The stand was absolute chaos. It was completely packed. I was standing on a chair, and yet I could only see the tops of people's heads. There were so many people crammed into that stand. Shah Rukh Khan, he took the wraps of the Ioniq 5, and also really attractive was the pricing of the Ioniq 5. 44.95 lakh rupees. That is great pricing. It undercuts the Kia EV6, which is the sister car. They share the same platform. It undercuts the Kia by 16 lakh rupees. And that's thanks to local assembly. Of course, the Ioniq 5 also is not all-wheel drive like the Kia. It is only rear-wheel drive. The Ioniq, it gets a 72.6 kilowatt-hour battery. It delivers an ARAI certified range of 631 kilometers. And the rear-wheel drive motor, it puts out 214 bhp and 350 newton meters of torque. We will be driving it in early February, and the review will be out on the Evo India channel. Also, at the Auto Expo that wrapped up last week, MG launched the facelifted Hector. New grille, more bling, that massive 14-inch infotainment screen, but no mechanical changes to the MG. Prices for the 5-seater, they start at 14.73 lakhs, while the 3-row MG Hector Plus, it priced from 20.8 lakhs onwards. Prices for the 5-seater, they start at 14.73 lakhs, while the 3-row MG Hector Plus, that is priced at 20.8 lakhs. Anand has done a walk around of the Hector facelift, and that video is also there on the Evo India YouTube channel. Parallel to the Auto Expo, we also had the Indian Car of the Year and the Indian Motorcycle of the Year awards. These are the Oscars of the Indian automotive industry. All the top journalists from the top magazines come together to vote on one single Car of the Year and one single Motorcycle of the Year. The Premium Car Award by ICOTY was backed by the Mercedes-Benz EQS. The Green Car Award by ICOTY was backed by the Kia EV6. The Indian Car of the Year was backed by the Kia Carens. The Indian Motorcycle of the Year award was backed by the Royal Enfield Hunter 350. All 4 awards were presented by Dr. Raghupati Singhania, Chairman and Managing Director of the sponsor of the awards, JK Tyre and Industries Limited. Speaking of Royal Enfield, Adish went down to Jaisalmer a day before the Auto Expo to ride the new Super Meteor 650, and he loved it. He's done a podcast of it on the Evo India channel. He's also done the review. That's also there on the Evo India channel. And in that review, he asks, do you actually need a Harley Davidson? Now, what he is referring to is the Street 750. That was the Harley that was designed for and made in India, but it got canned when Harley pulled out of India, handing over distribution to Hero MotoCorp. There is now, of course, a classic 350 rival that Hero and Harley are working on. That's probably 2 years away. So while Harley is coming down the ladder, Royal Enfield is going up the ladder. They're pushing up in terms of displacement. And the Super Meteor 650, that would have gone head-to-head against that Street 750. Right now, it's there in a nice little space all by itself. Prices are also out. 3.49 lakh rupees. It is aggressive pricing, and Royal Enfield's global ambitions were evident in the press release. Not only did they have the rupee pricing, they also had pricing in British pounds, 6,799 pounds, and also in euros, 7,890 euros. Bookings for the Super Meteor 650 are open both in India as well as in Europe right now. And finally, electrics. We're going to be seeing a lot of electrics in 2023 and beyond. And it started with Mahindra launching the XUV400, their full electric SUV. Now, this is available in two variants. The EC is priced at 15.99 lakh rupees. It gets a 34.5 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery, MIDC range up to 375 kilometers, and is supplied with a 3.3 kilowatt charger. The 7.2 kilowatt charger is optional, and the price that goes up to 16.49 lakh rupees. The extended range XUV400 EL is priced at 18.99 lakh rupees. That gets a 39.4 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery, MIDC range up to 456 kilometers, and a 7.2 kilowatt charger is supplied with that car. We have driven the EL. It puts out 148 bhp, 310 Newton meters. It does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 8.3 seconds. A very quick car and a top speed of 150 kilometers per hour. Bookings open on Republic Day, Jan 26th. Deliveries, 34 cities in phase 1. It starts from March of 2023, and that's for the EL. The EC will be available from Diwali onwards, and the plan is to deliver 20,000 units this year. Looks like the Nexon EV will finally have some competition. And that's it for the Evo India news this week. It has been quite an extensive episode because we've packed in all 3 weeks leading up to now. The Evo India news will drop every Friday 6 p.m. week after week. So stay subscribed to the Evo India channel and hit that bell icon to stay notified for the video drop. Thank you guys for watching.